It's a startling truth, but science and war share a long and complicit history. Now famed astrophysicist and the director of the Hayden Planetarium at the New York Museum of Natural History, Neil deGrasse Tyson, is delving deep into this not-so-obvious relationship in a new book, Accessory to War: The Unspoken Alliance Between Astrophysicists and the Military. Exploring the militarization of space, Tyson and his co-author, Avis Lang, give us an inside look into how war, or even just the threat of it, has led to major innovation and advancements, but also to destruction and major conflict. And he joins me now. Before we get to the fun stuff, I do want to talk to you about the seriousness of your book, because as I was looking over the notes...
It's very weighty.
Yes, it is very weighty. It's a
Yeah.
very heavy book, but the good ones are always heavy. The line that kept popping into my head from pop culture was from Jurassic Park, where one of the characters, the scientist, said that scientists can be so focused on whether or not they can do something, they don't think about whether or not they should. And I'm wondering if that was kind of the crux that you were getting at.
So that was the mathematician on the show.
There you go. You would know, of course.
All of us, certainly within 10 or 15 years of my age, which is a big fraction. I'm in the baby boom, so there's a lot of us. We shaped our understanding of conflict and war in the Vietnam era. That's when our awareness, we were in school, the protests, we watched the Vietnam War change from being generally supportive, because we're fighting evil communism, to like, what are we doing and why and how is this threatening me? And the tides turned, public sentiment tides turned on that war on a level where we all just equated war with bad. So I took the longer view and recognized that my profession, and broadly science in general, has been a handmaiden to military, to security, and in the other limit to sort of military conquest and hegemony and empire building.
An easy example of that would be the Manhattan Project, and then, of course,
oh yeah,
what came out of that.
So it's not widely remembered that Einstein, generally a pacifist, told President Roosevelt, Hitler's working on a bomb. If he captures this energy, that's the end of the world as we know it. We have to get there before him. It was Einstein whose letter to Roosevelt launched the Manhattan Project.
And is that something that you delve into, not necessarily that specific instance, but how those scientific advances actually might forward a war agenda, or at least weapons development?
Oh my gosh. Oh yeah. And just before I give you that example, let me just say that my profession, astrophysicist, we don't make the bombs, we don't make weapons, but we care about tracking dim things with multispectral imaging. So does the military, right? And so our intellectual capital is tapped by them. We can't control that because we just publish it in peer-reviewed, publicly accessible journals, and they take whatever they want. We look over their picket fence, and as things become declassified, say, oh, you guys figured that out with your huge budget, something that we wouldn't have access to because we don't have the same money. Say, wow, oh, that's a really good telescope you guys invented to look down. Can we have one to look up? Thus was born the Hubble Space Telescope.
Ah.
That didn't come out of nowhere. Why do you think it? Why do you think it had some of the best images ever? All right, that had strong bedding enabled by military investments prior to our adopting that technology. So just a quick example back in the Revolutionary War. Do you know the famous painting of George Washington crossing the Delaware?
Yes.
Okay. Zoom in on that next time.
What are we looking for?
Zoom in. In his right hand, he's crossing the Delaware. In his right hand is a telescope.
Ah, yes, of course, to potentially see the Huns on the other side of the river.
You're looking for your enemy with an asymmetric advantage. If you have a telescope and they don't, you can know what is their troop strength, what is their supply line, what is their weaponry that they're bringing to bear. You can know well in advance. It's one of the first intelligence gathering devices ever, and it was not invented by the military. That took the intellectual capital of an optician in the Netherlands and Galileo to perfect it. By the way, when Galileo perfected the telescope, did we associate him with war? No, but you know the first thing he did? He invited the Doge of Venice to the clock tower, the highest point in that city. This is a city-state now, back when you had those things. And he invited him to look out into the lagoon and say, see that? See that ship? You can know 10 times farther away whether it is a flag that is friend or foe. Are they assembling their garrisons? You can now prepare your defenses in advance without them knowing that you did so. And you'll be ready for any attack.
But at the same time, do you feel at all that perhaps within the scientific community that there's not as much empathy towards what some of the work that they're doing, especially if it's for the military, can result in? And I asked that question because in the book you give an example of being at a conference during, I believe it was the first Gulf War.
Yeah.
And as it, live TV cut to the coverage.
Sorry, second Gulf War. Yeah,
second Gulf War, I'm sorry, yes. That people who were from Lockheed Martin would applaud when they heard that one of their missiles were being used.
Yeah, it was a space conference, and all sectors of the space universe are represented there. So you have government space, scientific space, military space, commercial space, and the Gulf War sort of interrupted, and many sessions were shortened, others were delayed to see like the CNN coverage, as we all remember so vividly. And if there was a missile that hit its target, say, well, that was a General Dynamics guidance Lockheed Martin missile, and then that contingent would applaud because they were represented by their engineers and their directors. So I saw that and it was like, ooh, people are dying in that. Why the cheering? And then I realized, okay, I almost left the conference. I was welling up in tears, and then I realized that, okay, this is a war that they didn't start, okay, we started it, our elected officials started it, and we elect our officials. So why am I angry with that? If I'm angry, it should be with my fellow electorate, if I'm gonna be angry about this. But then I realized that this has been going on forever. If this has been going on forever, let me explore more deeply what role my space affiliations have had in prior conflicts. And that was the genesis of the idea for the book.
Well, unfortunately, we're going to have to leave it there. I could keep talking to you about this forever. But listen, Neil deGrasse Tyson, I want to thank you so much for joining us on MetroFocus. Definitely this book for giving us some, I think, much needed food for thought, for perspective on what we're doing sometimes and why we do it.
At some levels, it's a smorgasbord for thought.
It is. It's, again, 600 pages is nothing to sneeze at. Anyway, thank you so much for joining us.